On December 21st, 1938, 3 lighthouse keepers stationed on Eilean Chaluim, a remote Scottish island, disappeared without explanation. The relief crew found an untouched meal, an incomplete logbook, and a set of footprints leading to the cliff's edge. What they didn't find were answers. In the decades since, the case has baffled investigators, sparking theories ranging from psychological collapse to encounters with the unknown. But as more evidence has come to light, one thing is certain: whatever happened on that island wasn't natural. This report reconstructs the chilling events based on classified documents, local testimonies, and unexplainable phenomena surrounding the lighthouse. Eilean Chaluim Lighthouse was constructed in 1897 as a beacon for ships navigating the treacherous waters of the Outer Hebrides. Its light, visible for miles, was a lifeline for mariners braving the North Atlantic. But for those who manned it, life on the island was anything but idyllic. The island itself was a desolate, windswept rock, barely 2 miles wide, battered by constant storms. Supplies arrived every 2 weeks, and the keepers relied on each other for survival. The isolation and harsh conditions made this one of the most challenging postings in the Scottish Lighthouse Service. In December 1938, the lighthouse was staffed by 3 men: James MacArthur, head keeper, a 43-year-old veteran of the service, known for his no-nonsense demeanour and steady leadership; Thomas Blair, assistant keeper. At 36, he was quieter and more introspective, often recording his thoughts in a private journal; William Ross, assistant keeper. Just 28, Ross was the youngest and least experienced of the crew, deeply religious and prone to anxiety. By all accounts, the men were professional and well-adjusted, with no history of conflict or instability. Yet, within days of their disappearance, reports began to surface that hinted at something far darker. At approximately 10:15 p.m., head keeper MacArthur recorded an unusual light on the horizon. In his logbook, he described it as an amber glow, pulsating steadily, hovering low over the water. Initially dismissed as heat lightning or distant ship lights, MacArthur noted feeling an unnatural unease while observing it. Local fishermen later reported seeing a similar light around the same time. One man described it as too perfect, too deliberate, like it was watching us. Just after midnight, the fishing trawler Caledonia intercepted a faint distress call. The transmission, crackling with static, was broadcast on an unregistered frequency and contained garbled, overlapping voices. The clearest phrase repeated throughout the message was, "We're not alone. It's inside the light." Attempts to respond yielded no reply, and subsequent triangulation placed the signal near Eilean Chaluim. Yet the lighthouse keepers made no mention of the incident in their logs, and radio checks confirmed their equipment was inoperable that night. Thomas Blair's private journal, later recovered, reveals mounting paranoia among the crew. Blair wrote of hearing faint whispers at night, seemingly coming from the light beam itself. Ross, the youngest keeper, began reciting prayers compulsively and refused to leave the confines of the lighthouse after sunset. MacArthur's log entries became increasingly erratic. He wrote of a shadow moving within the light, always just out of view, and a low humming sound that seemed to emanate from the tower walls. It's not the wind, it's inside the light, watching, waiting. The relief ship arrived at Eilean Chaluim at 10:45 a.m. to deliver supplies. Upon reaching the island, the crew found the lighthouse door unlocked. The table was set for a meal, with food untouched and dishes cleanly arranged. A clock on the wall had stopped at 9:10 p.m. the previous night. Search teams discovered 3 sets of footprints leading from the lighthouse to the edge of a sheer cliff. No other tracks were found, and there were no signs of a struggle. The final log entry, abandoned mid-sentence, read, "The light is calling us. We must answer." 1. Electromagnetic anomalies. Investigators noted unusual magnetic activity around the lighthouse lens. Compass needles spun erratically, and recording equipment frequently malfunctioned. 2. Burn marks. The walls of the lighthouse tower bore spiraling scorch marks resembling electrical arcing. No known source for the burns was identified, and they did not match any documented lighthouse malfunctions. Third, audio recordings. Specialized equipment recorded faint vibrations near the light beam. When enhanced, the recordings revealed distorted whispers, including, "Come closer, let me in." Long before the lighthouse was built, Eilean Chaluim was considered cursed by local fishermen. Stories spoke of the Eye of the Sea, a malevolent force said to lure sailors to their deaths with mesmerizing lights. Though dismissed as folklore, these tales bear eerie similarities to the events of 1938. One villager, interviewed decades later, recalled a chilling detail. The old ones used to say, "If you see the amber light, it's already too late." Eilean Chaluim Lighthouse is now fully automated, yet reports of strange occurrences persist. In March 2023, a drone survey recorded faint audio anomalies, including a voice repeating the 1938 distress call, "We're not alone, it's inside the light." Fishermen continue to report erratic compass readings and sightings of the amber light near the island. Some claim to hear faint whispers carried on the wind when passing close by. The disappearance of the Eilean Chaluim lighthouse keepers remains one of the most perplexing maritime mysteries of the 20th century. While skeptics attribute the events to psychological breakdown or rogue waves, the evidence, burn marks, electromagnetic anomalies, and recurring phenomena suggests a far stranger explanation. One unsettling theory posits that the light itself is a sentient entity capable of manipulating those who gaze into it. If true, MacArthur's final log entry may have been both a warning and a plea. The light is calling us. We must answer. To this day, Eilean Chaluim Lighthouse stands as a chilling reminder of the unknown, a beacon not of safety, but of something darker, something waiting.